Am I still beautiful? I think every person in the world asks themselves that question when they go through something that changes them, either physically or mentally. Any change that happens to us at a time in our lives where we feel like we already know who we are can have the ability to impact how we feel about ourselves. When I was first diagnosed with a brain tumor, I didn't have any idea how much it would change my life. And I certainly never anticipated that I would come out of surgery with facial paralysis. We knew that my head was going to be shaved. We knew that I was going to have staples, stitches, and scars. That part we anticipated, and we even tried to prepare our little family for. We warned our kids that mom was going to be a metalhead, that I was going to have my head shaved. We warned them of all of those sorts of things. I didn't really get to warn myself. I didn't really prepare myself for what those physical changes would do to me and the way I felt about myself. And when I came out of surgeries and found out that my face was paralyzed, the thing I was really most concerned with was, how long is this going to last? I didn't think as much of how people were going to see me or even how I was going to seem or think about myself. I really was just thinking about the logistics of how to get through it. When is it going to get better? When is it going to get better? When is it going to get better? Because in thinking about it, I thought I can deal with anything on a short-term basis. The reality is it's not been a short-term basis. I am 14 years in to facial paralysis. And with every new stage and step and every bit of loss or gain that I've had, I have found myself again asking that question. Am I beautiful? Can I still love who I am? Can other people love who I am, even though my physical appearance is so changed? So let's talk about a few of those things. Can I love who I am? The biggest determining factor, if you can love yourself, has nothing to do with the physical appearance that you show to the world. That is determined by how you feel about yourself on the inside, or at least it should be. If you are determining your worth based on your physical appearance, you are going to feel sad and let down, because no amount of plastic surgery or high-end products are ever going to solve that problem for you. Physical bodies are temporary and they break down. So don't base the way you feel about yourself on your physical body and appearance. But instead, I hope that you understand that you have worth because you are a divine being and you have a soul and a spirit. That's what makes you you. Now, that's an easy thing to say. It might be a little bit harder to come to the reality of that. So I encourage you to go on that journey for yourself, to discover the things that make you uniquely you, that give you your authenticity, and that help you feel good about who you are on the inside. One thing I learned in the course of having 16 surgeries for my face and brain is that no amount of surgery is going to change the way you feel about yourself if you don't love yourself to begin with. No amount. It doesn't matter how many doctors fix you up, do lifts, do tucks, adjust things. If you don't love who you are on the inside, nothing else can change that. So please spend the time needed to work on yourself first. The second part is, what about how other people see me? Do they see me as being beautiful? And here's the answer, and this is not an answer I'm going to give you. This is going to come from the people around me. I have people who tell me, Jodi, we just love you so much for who you are. I don't even see the paralysis when I look at you. Because when I look at you, all I see is that loving, caring person that I know. I see the Jodi that invests in other people, that does her best to help others, and that loves and supports everyone around her. The facial paralysis aspect of it just disappears. I don't even see it. One of my favorite comments of all time came from a young child. What a great lesson he taught me. When someone mentioned to him about there being something wrong with Jodi's face, he said, "What do you mean? What's wrong with Jodi's face?" That's just Jodi. He didn't have any form of judgment or condemnation or lack of love or didn't see beauty. He simply said, that's simply part of who she is, and I love her for who she is. There's nothing wrong with Jodi's face. What a beautiful attitude to have. And if we could all embrace that and look at each other with that kind of grace and with that kind of love, what a better place we would live in. So next time you go out and you see someone who looks a little bit different, instead of judging them by their physical appearance, think instead, what is the story behind their situation? Offer them a little grace, a little love, a little compassion, and tell yourself, wow, they are a beautiful person.